Opener between the A's and the Astros. The Astros fans getting really loud for one player in the Astros lineup today. The Astros getting a boost already with the roster move that they had made. Jose Altuve is active, coming off the IL with that oblique injury, missing 17 games. It's our All In All the Time presented by Daily Black. Chatting about that for just a second, because this he originally thought was going to be 5 to 6 weeks. However, it's been less than 3 for him. So healing fast. He wanted to get back. He told us that. I worked really, really hard. He faced live pitching on back-to-back days. Felt good both of those days. Of course, timing, maybe not there 100%, but we know he can get it going pretty quick. This is also a humongous series against the A's here. Joe saying that earlier. And it seems like Jose always plays really well against the A's, as he is a career .319 hitter. They're hoping for that. Jose in this lineup, as he is hitting 5th. You're looking at the numbers, career for him, regular season and post. But just an all-around good boost for a club who needs to start off this series with a win, as Joe wants to start putting them together to chase down the A's and other teams in the AL West. Speaking of AL West, it's a good matchup coming up your way right after this first pitch, as we'll have the Astros facing Jack Perkins. More on that next.
Houston Astros baseball on SCHN is presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Fun can't lose. By your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. And by St. Arnold Lawnmower. Lawnmower is a beer for everyone. Friday night baseball, Astros and A's, as the Astros are back in the division after losing 2 out of 3 to the Pirates and 2 out of 3 to the Brewers. Jose Altuve is back. As you heard from Julia Morales last segment, Altuve missing less than 3 weeks, right back in the lineup for the Houston Astros. How about the lineup for the opposition?
Let's see the Athletics lineup. The first 3 are going to be Carlos Cortez, Shea Langeliers, Nick Kurtz, Brent Rooker, Tyler Soderstrom, Henry Bolte, and Zach Gallup, Jeff McNeil, and Daryl Hernandez. But the hot swing in that lineup right now is Tyler Soderstrom. See those last 9 games, hitting .419 and OPS of 1306. He is a name to keep an eye on, but we all know we're watching Nick Kurtz.
Kurtz is the guy, the reigning player of the month in the American League, and tonight they go against Peter Lambert. He faced them once with the Colorado Rockies. You can see his last numbers against the Brewers. He has gone 5 innings in each of his last 2 starts, at Chicago against the Cubs and against the Brewers on this homestand. The walks have been a little higher than he wants. 7 walks in his last 2 starts, going 5 innings in each of those. But he has been outstanding overall, making his 9th start of the year for the Astros, as he gets the start here at Daikin Park for the 6th time this year. How about the Astros starting defense tonight? It is presented by Xfinity. Christian Vasquez back in the catching position after Colin Price made his big league debut in last night's game. Nick Allen gets his 2nd start of the season at 3rd base. Jose Altuve is back there at 2nd base for the first time since May the 16th. Then you've got Yordan Alvarez in left. He's playing in left field for the first time since May the 5th. Jake Myers is in center, and Cam Smith is your right fielder. Ready to go on a Friday night. A's in town. The A's nearly came up with a sweep of the Chicago Cubs at Wrigley Field. They were leading 6-1 heading into the 7th, and then they led by 3 heading into the 9th. But the Cubs rallied with 2 outs in that 9th inning to spoil a potential sweep. Overall, the A's come in at 30 and 32 as Carlos Cortez leads things off. He's been good in that leadoff spot. He takes a pitch off the plate for a ball. It's 2-0. Cortez hitting at .322, has an OPS over 900 on the season. 2-0 pitch is fouled back. A's have been the AL West leader for most of the season. They recently relinquished that top spot as the Mariners were on a 7-game winning streak, and the A's fell back to 2nd place at the end of May. They were in 1st place for the entire month pretty much until then. This one popped up, and Nick Allen at 3rd base is going to drift into foul territory, and he'll make the catch for the first out of tonight's game. Lambert now facing Shea Langoliers. Langoliers coming off a big game against the Cubs, had an inside the park home run on a ball that Pete Crow Armstrong lost in the sky in center field, and then also hit one out to right. It was his 9th career multi-home run game. This is the first pitch, the slider. It's 0-1. And another swing and another miss. The slider getting him ahead 0-2.
Very nice start for Lambert. That's slider's looking good early. Good late break to that one.
Couldn't get the swing on that third one. The slider off the plate. It's 1-2. Langoliers having a big season, leading his team in batting average, leading his team in home runs. Also has that lead in the American League for all catchers with a .289 average and 13 of his 16 home runs as a catcher. Well, he would be a lead candidate to be in that all-star game, along with the guy who's on deck, Nick Kurtz. 2-2 pitch, didn't miss by much, but did not graze the outside corner. It's now 3-2. Only time Lambert faced the A's was 2 years ago with the Colorado Rockies in the 2024 season. This ball hit hard, and Jordan is going to jump and make a catch at the top of his webbing. Jordan catches the line drive. He's used to being on the other end of those line drives.
Getting tested early, second hitter of the ball game. Langoliers hits one out there at 113.8. One kind of snuck up on Jordan. Kind of rattled around in there. Got to break that glove in.
Today's June 5th. He last played in the outfield May 5th. So I guess we'll see him right after the 4th of July again, if he stays on that pace. But he's like, that's what it looks like when I hit the ball.
Had some carry on it.
Joe did say he wanted to get Jordan in the field at some point this homestand, and here he is in Game 7 of this 9-game homestand. The Astros will have one other 9-game homestand this year. That'll be in August. This match is their longest of the season. Nick Kurtz the batter, and he's down in the count 0-2. Kurtz had a huge month of May to win the American League Player of the Month. Overall carries a team best 937 OPS to the plate to start the game. Takes a pitch off the plate. It's 1-2. Lambert missed the A's when the Astros were in Sacramento earlier in the season because he was still down at Sugarland. He didn't make his Astros debut until April 17th. This ball hit high in the air, deep to left center field. Alvarez all the way back near the wall. Jordan gets tested twice, and he's 2 for 2 out there. The big man is going to hit in the bottom half of the first, but he had a little adventure in the outfield in the top.
Jordan Alvarez, Christian Walker, and Isaac Perez. New guy in the lineup, Jose Altuve, slots in that 5 spot. It's been a revolving door there. Hopefully he can hold it down for a little bit. Cam Smith behind him with Jake Myers, Nick Allen, and Christian Vasquez rounding out the Astros lineup.
They will face Jack Perkins, making his first start of the season. All those numbers you see are as a reliever this year. It's the 5th start of his career. He made 4 starts last year. He's a 26-year-old out of Kokomo, Indiana. Went to Louisville for a couple of years, then Indiana University before being drafted. And with some injuries to Luis Severino and Aaron Savali in the last week, Perkins getting an opportunity to move from the bullpen to the rotation, and Jeremy Pena wastes no time and going after the first pitch. It's 0-1. Jordan's still getting his batting gloves on and spraying his bat. He just got in for making 2 nice catches in the outfield.
Yeah, had a couple of wind sprints out there and then had to jog in.
He hasn't even secured that one batting glove as Pena takes one in for a ball. It's 1-1. Jeremy's been really good since coming off the IL, hitting .328. He currently carries a 5-game hitting streak to the plate, hitting .476 during the hitting streak. Astros coming off losing 2 out of 3 to the Pirates. Now back within the AL West as they chase both the A's and the Rangers 3 games ahead of them. How about those cleats tonight?
Yeah, Fridays are Pena's pals. These kids always hook them up with some custom cleats.
That's hit hard into left center field for a base hit. That is a 6-game hitting streak for JP. He's the leadoff base runner for the Astros.
Nice way to lead off this game with a missile into center field. Stayed on that sweeper and just chopped that thing into center field to get things going. Nice piece of hitting. Like you said, JP's been swinging about well since coming off the injured list.
Now the big man Yordan Alvarez, who will use his timeout here so he can dig his foot into the back of the batter's box. Yordan had a big series against the Pirates, 7 for 12, a couple of walks. And you see his numbers on the year. Nobody with a better OPS than the big man. Takes the first pitch off the plate for ball 1. I always appreciate the courtesy that Yordan gives to the opposing team and the opposing manager when he steps in for the first time in a series. He always gives them a nod and a wave. I'm not sure if the opposing manager appreciates it much. Like, why do you have to be in this lineup?
Yeah, is it a nod and a wave of hello, good to see you, or is it I'm about to tear you guys apart with my swing? Don't make a mistake. Good to see you.
I was like, man.
Or he just kind of tips the cap and goes, enjoy the show.
That's a good one. I like that. He's got a 2-0 count here. And he fouls that one off. Astros, as we mentioned in yesterday's broadcast, have been facing a lot of high velocity fastballs. Even though Perkins is in the mid-90s, it's not going to seem as lethal as some of the stuff we've seen recently.
Yeah, this fastball might be comparable to some changeups they've seen in the last week.
In the last 4 games, Paul Skeens has been the softest tosser that the Astros have seen.
How does that make any sense? I mean, he's one of the hardest throwers in the league.
It's what happens when you have Mizorowski, Bubba Chandler, and Jared Jones throwing fuel. 101 last night for Jones. Now it's 3-1. He can't blame Perkins for being careful here with Yordan Alvarez. Perkins only has 7 walks on the year in his 28 innings out of the bullpen. He's averaging just a little more than 2 per 9, but he's 3-1 here on Yordan. Does catch the outside corner. Now the count's full. Perkins only facing one left-hander in the lineup tonight for the Astros, being Yordan, because he does have reverse splits. He's been tougher on lefties than righties this season. There goes Pena, and the pitch is high and away, ball 4. Yordan draws his team leading 42nd walk of the year, and the Astros have first and second, nobody out.
StatCast 3D, powered by Google Cloud, is going to show you the rest of that arsenal for Jack Perkins this season. Heavy on that fastball, averaging right around 96 miles an hour. A lot of sweepers, a couple of change-ups. We saw some to Yordan in that at-bat. The right-handed hitters are going to see the four-seam fastball and sweeper a majority of the time, but he's got to mix in some of those other pitches if he's going to try and lengthen himself out and stay in this game longer.
Now Christian Walker, the batter. Walker fouls the first pitch off a cutter. It's 0-1. Pena and Alvarez have done a good job setting a table the last couple of nights. They both were on to start the game in last night's series finale against the Pirates. And in the first game against the Pirates, they made it 2-0, 2 pitches in with a single and a home run. Now first and second again for Walker. And Christian pops it up to right field. Long run for Carlos Cortez, but he has time to get there. He'll make the catch. Pena bluffs a go, and Cortez's throw comes to third. That'll be the first out of the inning. So now Isaac Paredes getting a designated hitter day. with Jordan playing left and Nick Allen over at third base. Paredes gets to DH, coming off his milestone home run last night. Just the 5th time Paredes has been the DH this year. Isak hits it high in the air, deep to left center field, all the way back. Soderstrom, and he will watch it go. 3-run bomb for Isak Paredes. Back-to-back games with a home run. Career number 101 is 3-0 for the Astros.
Well, he broke the seal getting hundo. Now he's got 101 in a hurry and in a big way to start things off here against the A's with a 3-run bomb. It's early, but he's been Isak'd. Man, nothing like a hanging fastball, huh? Isak Paredes leaning into this one and leaning back.
Isak does not swing at many first pitches.
He's been aggressive this year, hasn't he?
He's been a little more aggressive, especially lately. He's only got a 17% swing percentage on the first pitch, but now he's 6 for 13 with 3 of his home runs on a first pitch this year. So he picks his spots.
Yeah, he definitely does.
And he kind of surprises people. People think, all right, he's not going to swing at the first pitch, and he can ambush when he chooses to. Here's Jose Altuve. Altuve playing his first game since May the 16th. That was 3 weeks ago tomorrow, so 20 days away for Altuve with a grade 2 left oblique strain, which normally keeps guys out for over a month.
At least.
Jose down in the count 0-2 and hits the ball on the ground, just foul. Jose restarts his quest for 3,000 with 2,428 career hits. Tied for 128th in Major League history with Kenny Lofton. Checks his swing on that sweeper, and it's 1-2. Astros out in front 3-0 thanks to an Isak Paredes home run. Isak has all 9 of his home runs against right-hand pitching this year. That's called third. Altuve down looking on the fastball. That'll be the second out and the first strikeout for Perkins. Now Cam Smith will bat. Cam having a good couple of weeks. OPS over 800 his last 16 games. See those home road splits. They are still amongst the biggest difference in all of baseball. It's been a little bit better this homestand with 5 RBIs. Had 4 coming into this homestand. Checks his swing, or does he? No, he went too far. Trip Gibson, the first base umpire, said that's a swing. It's 0-2. The home plate umpire tonight is Nick Marley. Cam will use his timeout here. As Isak Paredes home runs go here at Daikin Park, that was one of the rare ones to the right of the Crawford box yellow line. It's most of them foul pole to the yellow line at the edge of the Crawford boxes.
Pretty much it.
Swing and a miss. Cam Smith goes down on strike, so Perkins bounces back with a couple of strikeouts, but the Astros out in front 3-0.
A big swing from Isak Paredes, a 3-run bomb, puts him ahead early, 3-0.
celebrating another birthday with all of his besties from H-Town here as well. You see his mascot buddies. We're here for the celebration. I'm sure there will be some shenanigans later for the fans, guys. And tonight's special fireworks show, DJ Orbit.
What kind of music does he play?
I'm in the clubhouse post-game, so I always miss it. I have no idea.
What a weekend for you, though, Julie. You've got Orbit's birthday with all the mascots today, and then you've got Princess Day on Sunday.
Big weekend. What about me?
Yeah, it's a good weekend for you.
Yeah.
Going to need a vacation after this weekend.
Yes, I do. I do. I'm getting one.
That's what I like to hear.
Oh.
R&R.
What a homestand.
It has. It's been nice.
It has been nice, but definitely different with it being so long. I used to be in Houston 10 straight days.
You can hear your suitcase hollering at you from the closet going, remember me?
Yeah, the Astros had that quick homestand against the Dodgers. They had a quick homestand against the Yankees. So now to be home for 10 days and 9 games is kind of nice. Tyler Soderstrom, the batter. He rolls to the plate with a 10-game hitting streak. Soderstrom has also reached in 14 straight, hitting .373 during that stretch. So he has been one of the hottest A's in their lineup as he takes a strike here. It's 2-2.
It's a great changeup. The previous pitch was very good too at the bottom of the zone. Just a good take by Soderstrom, but that one grabs that outside edge.
Pitch down and in, almost clipped Tyler. Instead, it's 3-2. Only time Lambert pitched against the A's was back in 2024 in extra innings out of the bullpen for the Rockies. It was a crazy game where the Rockies scored 4 in the top half of the 11th, and then the A's rallied with 5 in the bottom of the 11th to win it. Lambert walked Soderstrom here, first base runner. And Peter would have one thing he'd like to control a little bit better. It is the control. The last couple of starts, he has walked a total of 7 in his last 2. Speaking of Princess Day, 10,000 fans will receive a City Connect Princess Tiara this Sunday. Get your tickets now at astros.com/promotions. Sunday will be Mike Burrows getting the start on 4 days rest. He started Tuesday against his former team, and he'll pitch against Gage Jump, a lefty.
LSU lefty. And spoke earlier before the game. He was a Arkansas Razorback, but he's Tiger.
Oh, this is trouble. Allen's going to try to barehand Nick Allen against his former team. Made a pretty good play, but Henry Bolte runs as well as anybody in this building, and he easily beat that throw. Good try by Allen.
Yeah, it was a valiant effort with Bolte running. It was going to be really tough. Good pitch by Lambert. Tonight's aerial coverage of the Wire Cam is brought to you by our partners at Defy. As you see, a pretty good barehand pickup and throw. Just tough to beat the speed on that slow hit ground ball.
Here's Zach Geloff. Geloff fouls one into the crowd. It's 0-1. Two on, 1 out. A 1 pitch is in for a ball, 1-1. Geloff had been the second baseman his whole career, and then this year shifting around and playing a lot of third base. He's played his last 28 games at third. That one's punched. Could be trouble. Can Walker get back there? Off his glove in fair territory. Everybody moves up 90 feet. Christian just couldn't squeeze that on a little floater into right.
Another softly hit base hit against Lambert. The only hope was that Walk was going to be able to get there, and it looks like he did, just off the fingertips of that big old first baseman's glove. Not enough. Everybody advancing 90 feet.
So not exactly stinging the baseball against Lambert on the last 2 hits. But the bases are loaded for Jeff McNeil. Snap throw to third, and diving back in is Soderstrom.
I love it. Vasquez ready to throw it at any bag. He's probably got some signal prepared for everybody around the diamond to let him know that I'll back pick in a moment's notice. Try and catch him by surprise. It's worked a couple of times this season.
Yeah, you gotta love it. He's always looking for that edge to see if a guy's leaning too far off the bag. 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed. It's 1-1 to McNeil.
Another good changeup from Lambert. See it on our UT-MD Anderson strike zone. Keep that changeup down at the bottom of the zone. Sometimes good things will happen. Maybe get a rollover, ground ball double play.
Now he could go for a strikeout as well as he gets ahead of McNeil 1-2.
Those are always fun too.
McNeil has hit into 6 double plays this year, tied for the team lead with Carlos Cortez. Got him. There's another one of those changeups you've been talking about. Big out for Lambert, getting the second out of the inning, keeping the bases loaded.
Great job by Lambert. He's got a good feel for that changeup early. I talked about keeping it down. This one gets even further down and gets the chase from McNeil. A pretty interesting sequence after that first pitch ball. He went changeup for the swinging strike, cutter in, and then changeup again. So good job of setting those pitches up.
Now Darryl Hernandez, the batter, the shortstop with the bases loaded and 2 outs, takes a pitch in for ball 1. Hernandez has had 8 plate appearances this year with the bases loaded. He's 1 for 7 with a walk. Big swing, no contact at the fastball. It's 1-1.
96 miles an hour. Wasn't trying to fool him there, was he? Just a heater right down the middle, beat him.
Foul tip, 1-2.
Back-to-back fastballs at 96. See a little tardy on our matches from Supermo for Hernandez.
Two hits Lambert has allowed this inning. We're at 57 miles an hour and 55 miles an hour. Trying to work around those 2 soft serve hits and also the walk that preceded them. It's 1-2 to Hernandez. Doesn't go after it, or does he? No. 2-2.
Judge for yourself at home. Did he? Well, looks like he held up.
Hernandez generally will put the ball in play. 13 walks to 20 strikeouts in his 45 games played on the year. Another 2-2 pitch coming. 8th pitch to Hernandez. And he got him. Peter Lambert works around a couple of soft hits and strands the bases loaded. We're through an inning and a half with the Astros leading 3-0.
A report presented by Jack in the Box. The Astros hitting meeting today was a little different as Carlos Correa was in the building. So he had input as he has been watching all of these games on TV, but more importantly, just good to have him in the building as he had that surgery on his ankle. He is in a boot now. He's able to get around off the crutches. Like I said, he has been in, and we'll see more of him. Joe Espada also said the Astros need to stay aggressive, on the aggressive side this series. As with the A's are here, it is time for this club to get on a roll. They have a chance to really gain some ground on a division opponent. TK.
All right, Julia. Carlos has been watching us, huh?
On Space City Home Network.
We got to say more nice things about him.
I'm say now I'm glad I didn't know. I'd have been nervous.
Good to have Carlos Correa back in the clubhouse today. And yes, this is the team, one of the teams the Astros are looking up to. So you have to try and make your way when you play a divisional opponent, as the A's have won 4 in a row here at Daikin Park, going back to last season. But today, the Astros, thanks to Isaac Paredes, out to a 3-0 lead. Jake Myers with a 2-2 count. Fouls one away.
Yeah, I think I'm with Joe Espada in the sense that you want to see this team get on a run. We've seen bursts, but we haven't seen sustained winning from this ball club. It'd be nice to be able to pick some of those up. I thought when you kind of solidified that rotation a little bit, they've gotten a consistent roll, that you might be able to rattle off, you know, more than 5 or 6 wins, but we really haven't seen them go on the typical Astro run that we've seen. They've been playing some tough competition, facing some tough hitting, or tough pitching, I mean. And it has been tough hitting against some of those very good, high-octane pitchers.
Astros have been living in that 6-11 game below 500 kind of zone for the last month or so. They can't seem to leave that zone as Myers strikes out here to start the bottom of the second. Now a word from Jack in the Box.
Get fired up with my new Hot Ones Munchie Meal with a Sriracha Curly Fry Burger or Buffalo Chicken Tater Melt.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Perkins has struck out the last 3 batters he has faced, getting Altuve, Cam Smith, and Jake Myers. Now facing the former A, Nick Allen. Allen was the regular shortstop for 3 years with the A's. As you can see, he was a 3rd-round pick in 2017. Then he went to Atlanta last year, now in an Astros uniform playing against his former team. And he's down to the count 0-2. Checked his swing on a foul ball that got Christian Vasquez dancing out of the way.
Yeah, to show some quick feet. Back in those Oakland days with Nick Allen at shortstop, Mark Kotsay, the manager of the Athletics, had very good things to say about Nick Allen. He compared him to a little bit of a David Eckstein type shortstop. Really good glove. Surprise you at the plate every once in a while.
Nick starting his 3rd straight game. He's had a little more runway to get playing time lately. 4 of his last 5 games he's been a starter, mostly at second base. Today at 3rd with Altuve back, and now Allen strikes out. So Perkins all of a sudden, after allowing a 3-run home run, has struck out 4 in a row.
He's taking a run at the bottom half of this lineup for the Astros.
Well, Christian Vasquez will bat here with 2 outs and nobody on. First pitch to Vasquez is a strike.
Yeah, Perkins has definitely found a little bit of a rhythm. Some velocity, too. He's been in the 97, 98 range.
His career high in strikeouts is 7. He did that once this year against the Mariners in a relief situation. All of his appearances this year have been in relief until today. On the ground towards third. To his left is Geloff. He'll throw out Vasquez to end the inning. Strong inning for Jack Perkins. 1, 2, 3 in the second go of the Astros. It's still 3-0. Final inning of work. Only 3 hits allowed, 1 walk. He threw 57 pitches, 38 for strikes. And so far, Blummer in his 3 minor league starts, he is averaging over 14 strikeouts per 9.
Those are good numbers. Those are very Hunter Brown type numbers. And I think if you pitch in the PCL, it's just mandatory you give up at least 1 home run at start, isn't it? Especially in El Paso.
With more on Hunter Brown and his rehab start in El Paso, here is Julia.
He is very annoyed by that home run he allowed in El Paso, as you can imagine, because he's Hunter Brown. No, he does feel really good, though, and so that's the question. What does that mean? What's next for him? And his next start should be somewhere around 70, 75 pitches. So the Astros right now trying to decide if he should make that start on a minor league stage or a major league stage, but a possibility that could be it as far as a rehab assignment. So stay tuned.
Interesting.
Oh, he also went through his first haboob.
What?
Oh, man. You haven't lived until you've gone through a haboob.
He did what?
It's a dust storm.
I mean, it's insane.
But crazy.
I've never been in one.
Well, the 2 years I played in Phoenix, saw several of them. Didn't know what it was the first time it came through, and I didn't realize the name was so obnoxious. So I kept questioning people like, are you for real? Is that the name? Like, who comes up with this stuff? So I'm running around the clubhouse going haboob for obvious reasons. But it is a mountain of sand that is just coming across the landscape towards you, and it doesn't stop.
So this happened in his rehab start, Julia?
It happened while they were there, and they were, because Shea Wickham apparently was prepared with a ski mask, and
oh man,
he said it was like so dark, it's like it's raining.
Astros challenge, ABS powered by T-Mobile, and Christian Vasquez gets a nice hand from the crowd as he gets a win here and an overturn. So you've been through it a couple times.
Yeah, I've been through one. I haven't been outside for it, but Julia's right. This thing comes in and it's like an eclipse. It just shuts everything down and darkens it until it rolls past, and then it leaves about an inch, half an inch thick of sand on everything on the planet in its way.
Wow.
Yeah. And there were a couple of times we'd be on the road and a couple of those would hit when we were on the road. You'd come back and your car was just covered.
So no real warning, it just happens.
Well, I mean, you can look off into the distance and you go, what is that? That looks like a wall of like brown dirt and sand. And it is. But it's amazing how tall. It's like 30 feet high. It's crazy.
There you go. Hunter dealt with a haboob while he was in El Paso.
I mean, he had to deal with the elements. We should give him a little more credit for that.
Was there anything else? I feel like we cut Julie off. Was there anything else on Hunter? He could be in a major league game with his next appearance?
That's a possibility.
What?
That would be exciting.
Wow. Well, Tapper, who wants it, it's going to be Lambert who takes control, and he throws out Shea Langoliers for the second out.
Get another look at that on our aerial coverage on our wire cam, brought to you by our partners at Defy. Good play by Lambert.
Well, you mentioned that Mike Burrows would be pitching on 4 days rest as he wraps up this homestand on Sunday. The two guys following Burrows would be Spencer Arrighetti and Kaiwei Tang. They pitch on 4 days rest. They each went less than 90 pitches in their last start. That could be possible for the first 2 games in Anaheim. And then you get to Wednesday and you have an off day the next day in Kansas City. So even if Hunter can only go 70-ish pitches, you also have the potential for a bullpen that could be used to the brink because you have an off day the next day.
It's not a bad idea. I like the way you think.
And I honestly have no inside knowledge on this. I'm just looking at the schedule and trying to figure out if he was to pitch, what makes sense.
We get to sit up here and put that manager's hat on every once in a while and kind of think things through. You're very good at kind of mapping out, you know, the pitchers' off days and when they're going to be next in that rotation. I think that's very plausible.
Now, obviously, if Hunter decides he might need one more tune-up, then that could change things. But let's see where he ends up. Ooh, that was a nice call for the Astros.
Good job by Vasky framing that up. Not only is he challenging calls, he's framing them.
So it's a 2-2 count on Nick Kurtz, who flied out to deep left his first time up. Jordan got challenged a couple of times in that first inning in his first game out there in a month. Jordan will once again bat second in the bottom half of this inning, as he did in the bottom of the first after making those 2 plays. 3-2 to Kurtz as he fouls one back. A lot of walks this year, 57 of them. A lot of strikeouts as well, 81. A guy who has done a ton of damage against the Astros in his young career. Kind of propelled himself to the Rookie of the Year with that series here at Dyken Park last season. That one's down for ball 4. He'll be a 2-out base runner. 58th walk of the year issued to Nick Kurtz. Only Mike Trout with more in the major leagues. So second walk allowed by Lambert. Now he'll face Brent Rooker. Rooker has missed part of the season due to injury, but hasn't really put up the numbers we've expected to see from Rooker the last few seasons, coming in with a .636 OPS. In 44 games, he has 8 home runs, which is a decent number, but only 3 doubles for a guy who had 40 doubles last year.
Yeah, the extra base hit numbers for Rooker are strange compared to what he's done.
I had to do a double take when I put that number of doubles down.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah. His 40 is a good number. That's what he had last year. He was.
Yeah, that's damage.
Bobby Crosby leans out of the way on that foul ball. It's 1-2. So Lambert, after the 2-out walk to Kurtz, trying to get Brent Rooker here and keep this game at 3-0. A little tapper foul. Astros playing game number 65 on the year. They have played 32 games at home, 32 games on the road, and they have the exact same record at Dyken Park and away from Dyken Park, 14-18 home and road. Threw a changeup on that pickoff.
He did. You see Walker kind of reaching for it, trying to go get it.
Let me work on my changeup. Foul tip caught by Vasquez. That'll be the end of the inning as Peter Lambert picks up his 3rd strikeout.
And Jeremy Pena has been powerful. These numbers are updated since May 24th. He is tied for second in Major League Baseball with 17 hits, and he's done it with some damage too. 3 home runs mixed in there since coming off the injured list. We talked about it earlier in the week. He adds a run worth of value to this Astros offense. They're grateful to have him back and at the top of the lineup.
Here you see the list. Jeremy Pena at the top of the American League hitters, as he strokes one towards short, backhanded by Darryl Hernandez, and his throw beats Pena for the first out of the inning. Again, Jordan just getting his batting gloves on and spraying his bat down, will stroll into the plate. He walked his first time up. Secure those batting gloves, big man. There we go. Another walk on this stretch here where Jordan went 7 for 12 against the Pirates. And also drew a couple of walks in that series. So he was on 9 of the 14 times and then drew a walk to start this series. So that's 10 out of 15 times Jordan has been on base. That one's up. It's 1-1. Good take on the changeup, and the count goes to 2-1.
I feel like sometimes when he sees the changeup, he's almost disappointed that it drops out of the zone. Because you can see him, almost his eyes light up every time he sees one.
There's a base hit into right field. There's that changeup a little further up in the zone. And Jordan takes care of it with a single to extend his hitting streak to 4.
He might be the only hitter that's mad that he hit the ball at 101.5 miles an hour. That's off the end of the bat. Good swing staying on that. He got that changeup again. Two massive humans at first base, huh?
Yeah.
Good grief.
You've got the players of the month in one picture there. Pitch to Christian Walker's a called strike. Walker is the reason right now that Jordan would not win the Triple Crown. Jordan leads the league in batting average, leads the league in home runs, and he's one behind Walker in the RBI column. That ball in the right field, sinking. Cortez will play it on a hop, and it gets by him. Jordan on his way to third. He is going to be waved around by Paris Chica. Here comes the throw home. Jordan slides in, safe. Astros take a 4-0 lead.
Big man had to put on the running shoes after that ball gets past Cortez. Little sinking line drive gets past him, and Tony Paris Chica had the windmill going. Unfortunately, Jordan slides in safely for that run and pops back up. He has been busy out there in left field, and now he's got to score from first base. He's going to need another month off, at least from left field.
I agree with you. He's getting a lot of mileage in today. I love the way, though, once he saw the ball get by, he put his head down and picked up Paris Chica, knowing he had a chance to score. They're going to give Christian a triple on that.
Oh, lovely.
And that'll be RBI number 46 for Walker because of that ruling of a triple.
Here comes the big man, sliding safely into home. Swipe of the plate, pick up the gloves, and a run scored.
Peter Lambert with a smile because he knows Jordan's a little winded. He's hoping this inning continues for a while so the left fielder gets a little breathing time.
He does. Credit Christian Walker for getting to third base, too.
Yep.
So now you've got Isak with another RBI opportunity with a runner at third, less than 2. It was kind of fun to watch.
Infield has to come in. Cortez tried to barehand that as it got by him. I know it's 3-1 on Paredes. Christian had 1 triple for the Astros last year, and he has his first this season and 9 in his career now. Isak lost one to right field. Plenty deep enough to score Christian Walker. Cortez makes the catch. His throw home will not be in time. Walker runs across the plate for run number 5. It is 5-0 Astros.
Nicely done by Isak. It's a rarity in itself, him elevating to the opposite field, but getting it plenty of deep enough to score Christian Walker. So 5 runs for the Astros, 4 of them produced by Isak Paredes.
Now that's just solid hitting, right?
Smart, solid, everything about it, yeah.
Get ahead of the count. Don't try to do too much, knowing a sac fly is all you need to add to the lead. Now Jose Altuve will bat. He struck out looking his first time up. Perkins had a stretch of 4 batters where he picked up all 4 of his strikeouts, starting with Altuve and ending with Nick Allen. Astros putting 5 runs on the board against Perkins on just 4 hits.
All this talk about Yordan Alvarez, Christian Walker, and the RBI numbers. We haven't seen Isak get on a run either, speaking of the Astros.
To third on the ground. Zach Geloff makes the play on Jose for the final out of the inning. Astros get a couple more on the board in the 3rd inning. It's now a 5-0 lead.
Today, let's all play ball.
Peter Lambert working with a 5-0 lead now as Yordan Alvarez takes his position in left field. First pitch is swung on, it hits off the mound, and Jeremy Pena is there. 1 pitch and 1 out as Tyler Soderstrom retired to start the 4th. Lambert so far has allowed 2 soft base hits, both hit at a mile per hour around 55. And he's also walked 2, and that's it. Henry Bolte, one of those guys who had a little squibber on the infield, and with his speed, he beat it out easily. That came off his bat at 57.1. The other hit was at 55.1. Bolte, center fielder, takes it down for a ball, 1-1. He was in the minors for most of the season, got called up May the 12th, so the Astros did not see him in their series in Sacramento earlier this year. 2nd round pick in the 22 draft. Denzel Clark currently on the IL. They're missing a few of their offensive players. That hits Bolte on the leg on the foul ball. Jacob Wilson, normally their shortstop, has been on the IL. Max Muncy, their 3rd baseman, has been on the IL. They're also missing Clark to go along with a couple of starters, and the reason why Jack Perkins is in the rotation now is injuries to Savali and Severino. 2-2 pitch is hit sharply, and that was a legitimate hard hit base hit. First one tonight allowed by Lambert. Bolte's 2 for 2. Time to take a look at tonight's Chevy Stropole in honor of Orbit's birthday today. Who's your favorite Houston mascot? Of course, besides Orbit. We've got Clutch from the Rockets, Diesel for the Dash and the Dynamo, and Toro for the Texans. Go to @SpaceCityHN, use the hashtag Stropole. We'll have the results of today's mascot, Stropole. They're all here tonight.
They were fired up pregame, celebrating Orbit's birthday. That many teams in the city, you've got some really good mascots to choose from.
I see Clutch hanging out in the right field lower bowl right now. That's a broken bat. Geloff to 3rd. They go to Altuve for 1, and Geloff hits into a double play, started by his former double play partner, Nick Allen. A twist of fate for Geloff as he hits into an inning double play. It's a 5-0 Astros lead. Bottom of the 4th inning, 5-0 Astros. Cam Smith leading off. Cam struck out his first time up, goes after the first pitch and fouls it back. It's 0-1. Astros 2-4 so far on the homestand, dropping 2 out of 3 to the Brewers and then losing 2 out of 3 to the Pirates. Now playing the first of 3 against the A's. A's started their road trip out in Chicago. They played a night game last night at Wrigley. Didn't get into town here to Houston until about 3 in the morning last night. And we'll continue on with home games, but not in Sacramento. This ball tap foul. It's 1-2.
Wait, what?
The A's, as most people know, are going to be heading to Las Vegas in 2 seasons, Blummer, in the 2028 season. So they are going to play in the Las Vegas Aviators home stadium for the next 6 games after they leave Houston. They'll play a series against Milwaukee and a series against Colorado out in Vegas, their new home in 2 years.
A little test run. Okay. I like it. They're moving on that stadium pretty quickly. They've been on pace to have that done when they said they were going to have that done.
Perkins striking out Cam Smith for the 2nd time. That is strikeout number 5 and 1 away here in the 4th. Now a word from Buick GMC. Yeah, the Vegas Stadium, when the major leagues head there, is going to be right on the Strip, right kind of across the street from the MGM Grand. But the current AAA facility is out in Summerlin. So
good golf up there.
TPC's up there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited to check out the 28 road trips that we take to play the A's.
I am too.
I'm sure there'll be a lot of Astros fans on those first trips out to Vegas. And in the interim, we might have a difference of opinions on our broadcast team, but in the interim, I think it's a really cool setup in Sacramento because you watch Major League Baseball in a minor league setting, and it's, to me, it's a lot of fun. I don't mind Sutter Health Park. I don't mind the walk back and forth from our downtown hotel. Let's leave it at that.
So you could have me and Julia real quiet here real quick.
Jake Myers sends one into shallow right. As Blummer likes to say, it was getting heavy.
Oh, that was heavy.
And Jake Myers ends up with a base hit on that 1-2 pitch.
Good job by Jay, kind of fighting off that sweeper down and away. Had to reach out there and get it, but off the end of the bat, that's what creates the weight in that baseball, getting down to earth quickly before Cortez can get there. That's a knock.
Now Nick Allen, the batter. And he goes after the first pitch and misses 0-1.
I do like stadiums and cities that we go to where you can walk back to the hotel. I do enjoy that.
And we have a regular walking partner in Sacramento.
That's the other funny thing we do.
It's not me.
No, it's not. It is not you. It is the general manager.
Yeah, I feel like every game we've played there that he's been there, we've connected out there in center field right behind the bus, and we go on our way talking about recapping the game and what's going on with the organization.
That's become a tradition. Julia's usually getting interviews. She's still working when we walk back.
Yeah.
Yeah, Richard's the bus driver. Got to ride the bus at 0.2 miles.
There are not many bus drivers that do not like Julia, but nobody holds her in higher esteem than Richard.
I'm number 1.
Oh, wait a minute. There's another one. But wait till Brent Strom hears about this.
Oh, Richard brought me gifts. Delivery brought me some candy. Easter candy. Road's fun.
Yeah, he's looking out for number 1.
But I ride the bus. Like, that's how you know when the bus drivers know me. I don't miss a bus ride. I am not a walker.
2-2 the count to Nick Allen. You got talked into walking to Great American Ballpark.
Never again.
How'd that go?
Never.
Easy walk.
I heard stories about this that cracked me up.
It's like so easy. Great walk. Great weather for a beautiful walk under a highway. They wouldn't even let me in. Oh.
How about the people racing by Julia on the highway? Going, why is this poor girl walking on the highway?
Checking on me, man.
I mean, Julia is pretty low key, low stress, but she was texting me during that walk. How do I get in?
Yeah,
Really?
Where's the entrance?
Oh man!
They wouldn't let me in. I had to go. We've moved on. I'm never again.
Got her speechless.
Nick Allen down on strikes on the 2-2 pitch. So Perkins has struck out 6 tonight, getting Cam and Nick Allen twice each. He has shown flashes where you can understand why they want to see him as a starter.
Yeah, he's got to throw those multiple pitches, but he's throwing some right-on-right change-ups. He's got the sinker sweeper working, but you got to have more than 2 pitches if you're going to last a little bit longer. He's at 65 pitches now, which is 2 more than his highest pitch count this season back in May when he threw 63.
Yeah, this is definitely his last inning. Elvis Alvarado is warming up in their pen right now. It might be his last batter if he doesn't get Christian Vazquez here. Runner on with 2 outs.
I feel like Mark Kotze would be very happy with the 4 innings. I know he would have loved to have had 5, but I think 4 would be pretty happy with.
Perkins last year made 4 starts, was 3-1 in those 4 starts, but had a high ERA of 5.68. Today, 5 runs allowed in 3 2/3 so far as Vazquez bounces a foul down the third base side. It's going to be 3 pitchers in this series starting games that the Astros have never seen before. Perkins getting the start today, making his major league debut tomorrow will be a righty, Cade Morris, and then Gage Jump, the lefty, on Sunday. And it's understandable because you see a lot of LSU and Arkansas baseball.
Oh man!
So yeah,
the SEC.
Man, you're loaded.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of these guys over the years.
Gage threw that incredible game, right, in the College World Series.
He did.
So we'll see Gage Jump on Sunday. It'll be Tatsuya Imai tomorrow for the Astros, and Mike Burrows wrapping up the homestand. Vazquez with a count of 1-2. It's now 23 out of 31 games for Vazquez since Yainer Diaz has been on the IL that he has started. Up the middle, but the second baseman McNeil is there. He'll step on the bag ahead of Myers to end the inning. 1 hit, 1 left on. We head to the 5th. Astros ahead 5-0.
League debut last night. His mom, dad, sister, and girlfriend made it in time to see him pregame for a very emotional moment. Price had had a tough day of travel too. 5-hour delay. He said he was sent the lineup while he was in the air, so he eventually got it when he landed. Didn't realize he was catching until then. So he said nerves hit me big time at that point, but before that he said I'd spent the day reflecting, thinking about my story, how it's led me here. Said he's looking forward to learning from Christian Vazquez too while he's getting this opportunity to get.
Yeah, that'll be good. I mean, Vazquez, the veteran catcher, can impart so much knowledge on Colin Price, but what a day it was for him. A flight delay, getting ready for your major league debut, trying to figure out the opposing team and the guy you're catching for the first time.
Yeah, he wasn't he didn't know until he landed that he was starting in that game. That was, what, 2 hours before game time? Well, hopefully when he got that text about the lineup, he got maybe a scouting report on Kai-Wei Tang.
What a whirlwind day it was for Price, who was the DH the night before for Sugarland in El Paso, and then made his way to Houston. Got a little closer than he wanted to just because of the flight delay. And ended up getting on base in his first major league plate appearance with a walk. Ended up the night 0 for 3. Lambert in his 5th inning of work facing Jeff McNeil. And Darrell Hernandez, and back to the top of the order for the A's. Pitch up and away, 3-2. Swing and a miss. Down goes McNeil. That'll be strikeout number 4 for Peter in the first out of the inning.
Nice cutter this time. Elevated. McNeil under it on our match from Supermo.
One thing you brought up at the beginning of the broadcast was how Lambert continues to get better as the game goes along. When you see guys getting into the 70s and 80s with their pitch count, sometimes you're thinking, okay, this might be advantage offense, but it's quite the opposite with Lambert.
And you feel like you've pushed that pitcher to their limit and they start to fatigue a little bit. Mistakes start to happen, but that doesn't happen with Peter Lambert. Feels like he gets a better feel for all of his pitches, and he gains even more confidence in them as the game goes.
Enjoy all-you-can-eat seats during select Friday and Saturday Astros games through the 4th of July. Food options include nachos, hot dogs, pretzels, and more. Get your tickets now at astros.com/AYCE. Here's Carlos Cortez taking a pitch just off the plate. Cortez is popped to third and flied out to center. That one missing. It's 2-0. Just 3 singles allowed so far by Peter. A couple of walks in the mix and 4 strikeouts. 2 of those 4 coming against Jeff McNeil. And now Lambert has fallen behind the right fielder 3-0. Only 4 walks on the year for Cortez in his 50th game of the season, but he's possibly going to take one here, you would think, down 5-0. There's a strike. And another one that catches the plate. Cortez thought that was off the plate. Does not challenge it. The A's do have both their ABS challenges remaining.
Got plenty of our UTMD Anderson strike zone. Get at his location, but cut that nicely back onto the plate.
And that is just in for ball 4. So Cortez does draw his 5th walk of the season. 3rd walk allowed tonight by Lambert. He's a 2-out base runner.
Just off that inside corner. Trying to get to that spot.
For a guy that doesn't draw many walks, that was a surprising take at 3-2.
Really is.
Now Langoliers. Shea takes one wide on the slider. It's 1-0. First walk allowed by Lambert came with 1 out. The last 2 have been with 2 outs and nobody on. There's a strike, 1-1.
You'd prefer to face Kurtz and Langoliers with nobody on.
On the ground towards the hole, but Allen cuts across to make a nice play, and he gets the force at second on Cortez. Peter Lambert continues to stay strong, leading 5-0. We're halfway home.
Game and all Astros game. Send your Houston Astros to Philadelphia this summer with the 2026 Konami eBaseball MLB All-Star Ballot. Vote 5 times daily at astros.com/vote.
Oh, they're going to keep Jack Perkins in the game here. We thought he might be out after 4 innings, but Perkins going to get extended to 70 pitches and beyond. His highest pitch total of the season in his first start. He did get there quite a few times last year when he made his 4 starts and he was fully stretched out. But he could be on a batter-to-batter situation here in the 5th. We'll see how long he lasts, as Jeremy Pena is 1 for 2 against him, leading off here with a 5-0 lead. First pitch is down and away for a ball, 1-0. Last year, 13 plate appearances, facing a lineup for a 3rd time. Only 1 hit allowed and 3 walks. Facing hitters for a 3rd time. He has missed on the first 2 here to Pena. It's 2-0. New reliever warming up in the A's bullpen. That is the right-hander Mason Barnett, after Elvis Alvarado was on warming last inning. That is fouled back. Perkins with a half-dozen strikeouts, which is 1 off his career high. He's done it twice, once this year and once last year. Max Pena off the plate. It's 3-1 to Jeremy. Good homestand going for Pena, 11 for 24. He has been on base a bunch for the guy on deck, Yordan Alvarez. Got in on him with that sweeper, and the count's full. Close, but a challenge by Langoliers. It's either going to be a walk or a strikeout.
Previous pitch called ball. The catcher is challenging.
ABS powered by T-Mobile will show us. Ooh.
Call confirmed. The A's have 1 challenge remaining.
By 3/10 of an inch, Jeremy Pena draws the walk, and that will be the end of the night for Jack Perkins, allowing his 2nd walk of the evening. We'll have a pitching change here for Yordan Alvarez when we come back.
The 5th, Yordan Alvarez coming to the plate, and Mason Barnett gets his opportunity right here. 9 starts in AAA, a 4.64 ERA. He does have 1 appearance this season. He's back in April on the 19th. Only went 2 innings in that opportunity. This is his first chance to pitch against the Houston Astros.
Welcome to the Astros. Here's Yordan Alvarez.
Yeah.
The big man was going over the video of Mason Barnett to see what he offers. He'll throw a slider and a sweeper, along with a 4-seam fastball and a changeup. Yordan has been on base twice today with a walk, a single. He has scored 2 runs, as he's been driven in by Isaac Paredes, and Christian Walker came all the way around from first on that triple by Walker. Sweeper low, 2-0. Plummer mentioned just the 2nd appearance for Barnett. It's his 3rd time with the team, but he's only appearing in his 2nd game. First time up, he made an appearance against the White Sox. Then he got recalled a 2nd time, but did not pitch before he was optioned back to Vegas. So now getting a chance to pitch for just the 2nd time this year in his 3rd call-up of the season. Pena, who drew a walk to start the inning, on first base with a 2-1 count on Yordan. That one's popped up foul. Playable for Zach Geloff. He was way over by the 2nd base bag. In fact, I was watching where they were positioned, and had Yordan hit the ball to the shortstop, Darrell Hernandez, he would have been on base, because Hernandez was standing behind 2nd base. He was in an illegal position.
Wow. It's our aerial coverage, brought to you by our partners at Defy. Long way for Geloff to go.
Christian Walker, the batter. He hit his 9th triple of his career. For an RBI his last time up. Big cut, no contact on the slider. It's 0-1. Pena 3 for 3 on the season in stolen bases. There goes Pena. Got a little bit of a late start. The throw is yes in time. As they say that Pena was off the bag as he got tagged by McNeil, who kept the tag on him. Jeremy's asking the Astros that they may want to review this, and they are going to review this. Called out by Ryan Blakeney, and they're going to get a review here on this out call at second base.
Yeah, it looks like he gets in there, but they're saying he came off the bag, but the foot stayed on. Hopefully, once he went past the bag. Langoliers is one of the better catchers of popping out from behind home plate and throwing a strike.
Here's the first challenge out second base.
So he's safe initially.
And the foot's there, but he comes off at the end.
Did he?
That's what it looks like. It's the only assumption I could have. The second base umpire, Blakeney, was waving to the outside part of the bag as if he did come off the bag.
The toe was on for a while. Did it stay on? The initial call, he's in there.
Yes.
And then the foot to the bag, does it stay on?
Right here.
Oh boy. Trouble.
Yep.
Trouble.
After the call on the field was confirmed, the runner is out. The runner lost contact with the base on the impact.
Man, that mic is rough.
First time Pena has been thrown out this season, and it was because he couldn't stay on the bag.
Yep, that's all. Had the bag stolen easily, just not able to hold the bag long enough to be able to stay safe.
And the veteran McNeil made sure to keep the tag on him the whole time.
He had his nose down on him the entire time.
That's the second out of the inning as Langoliers throws out Jeremy Pena. Oh, strike on Walker. It's 2-2. Try to hold up. That's a swing, and that'll be the end of the inning. So coming in, Mason Barnett picks up a caught stealing and a strikeout to end the fifth. It's still 5-0 Houston. Quality, all at low prices on every item, every day. By Uber Eats. Open the Uber Eats app and order Maine Bird to receive a discount on multiple menu items. And by Bravo Nissan in Baytown. We are champions. We are Bravo. And Kurtz, the batter, leading off the sixth inning, taking a strike from Peter Lambert. Lambert beginning this inning facing the 3, 4, and 5 hitters. Gets a sharp ground ball on one hop, glove by Christian Walker for the first out. Kurtz now 0 for 2 with a walk. Oh, it's nice to get him out.
It's nice to get him out and get him out quick too. 2 pitches. Another good changeup. Had him out in front.
Lambert now facing Brent Rooker, who is 0 for 2. Lambert facing this lineup third time through, and also 76 pitches or more. Plummer, he's one of those rare guys that gets better.
Considerably better. Average dropping to 129. A sub 500 slug against him.
it doesn't make sense, really. The more a hitter sees you, it should be advantage hitter.
It should be advantage. You're seeing that release point. You're seeing the spin on the pitches. Got a better idea maybe how your sequence is going to be when you're digging into that box, so you can change your approach a little bit.
That's going to change that stat as Brent Rooker hits one out for his 9th home run of the year and scores the first run for the A's today. So Lambert, who came in with a 128 slugging percentage, facing hitters a 3rd time through, gives up a home run here as Rooker makes it a 5-1 game.
Got to a sinker, almost looked like it was in off the inside corner. But he pulls that head through and drops the barrel on it and keeps it fair. Hit that ball well.
Now the pitch to Tyler Soderstrom off the plate for a ball. Astros will watch Lambert pretty closely here as he approaches 90 pitches. He's only gone to 100 twice this season. And their bullpen starts to maneuver after that home run. It's Enyel De Los Santos beginning to loosen up. That one wide, and all of a sudden falling behind Soderstrom 3-0. Before that home run, Lambert had allowed 1 extra base hit in 41 at bats, facing a hitter a 3rd time. That was a double.
Lost to Soderstrom pretty quick too. You see the bullpen usage. Enyel had some time yesterday with 12 pitches. Please tell me that this guy is not going to pitch.
Coming off 41.
I'm going to speak for Steven and say he's good.
Might be good tomorrow too.
Yeah.
Josh Miller looking out to his bullpen, but he doesn't make the changes. He just wants to have a word here with Lambert, who's at 91 pitches. Now a word from Texas Mattress Makers.
Don't strike out on your sleep. Hit a home run every night on a mattress made by Texas Mattress Makers.
That is now 4 walks allowed by Lambert. Walks have been almost as prevalent as hits allowed his last 3 starts. Today it's 4 walks and 4 hits. His last 3 starts now 14 hits and 11 walks. Here's Henry Bolte, who is 2 for 2 tonight. Infield singled where he used his speed to beat the throw by Allen, then a clean single between 3rd and short. Takes a strike 0-1. Bolte's done a nice job hitting .323. He is 20 for 62 since coming to the big leagues. But he's down in the count here, quickly 0-2. So far, a good visit by Josh.
Well, we had ideas of challenging this slider, but I think that would have backfired.
Towards short, past Pena into left center field. Bolte 3 for 3. He's going to head to second, and Jake Meyer's throw not in time. Oh, Henry Bolte on an 0-2 pitch hits it into center field for a double. And the A's have 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out.
I believe that's his 2nd baseball he's hit at 111 plus miles an hour. That one smashed. Jeremy trying to get over there and knock that thing down just by him. Well, I think between the wildness and the exit velocities, that's going to do it.
And that's it. Here comes Joe Espada. Home run, walk, and double in this inning. Astros leading 5-1. We'll have a pitching change in the 6th.
Five to 1 Astros over the Athletics. Top of the 6th, 1 out in this inning. Peter Lambert's start is over, giving up a home run, a walk, and a double. Have runners at 2nd and 3rd. As you see, Enyel De Los Santos making his 25th appearance. 3.20 is his ERA. Talked about him throwing those 12 pitches. He did so yesterday, going an inning for the Astros, giving up 1 hit and striking out a batter.
Infield back for Zach Geloff here in this 5-1 game. Geloff has singled on a little blooper over the head of Christian Walker that hit off the edge of his glove. And then he grounded into a double play his last time. Inning kind of got away in a hurry for Lambert, who had been cruising through 5 shutout innings. Lambert's story all year long has been getting better as it goes along. That did not happen tonight. And Yell with a 1-1 count and missing down 2-1. Henry Bolte with 3 of the 5 hits allowed by Lambert tonight. He's on second. Tyler Soderstrom on third. Pitch taken for a strike. Geloff wasn't sure. Does not challenge. It's 2-2.
Might have wanted to challenge that one. There's another good slider. He didn't chase this one. You can see just below that UTMD Anderson strike zone.
Got him. Big strikeout for De Los Santos. Geloff probably wishes he did challenge that 2-1 pitch, and now 2 outs in the inning.
Pretty well located fastball up and in from Enyel after a couple of sliders down and away. It's tough to cover that much of the plate.
Now Jeff McNeil, who's happy to see Lambert out of the game. He struck out twice against Peter. 2 of the 4 strikeouts picked up by Lambert. Hits the ball hard, but Altuve's there. He lines out to Jose on the first pitch he sees from De Los Santos, as Enyel picks up Peter Lambert, stranding 2 runners in scoring position.
In yesterday's matchup against the Pirates, he was sitting at 99 until that swing. That was his 100th home run. And earlier today hit his 101st, so he has cleared the century mark as far as home runs in the regular season. There you see Isak is at 101 with Mexican-born players. He's in 4th place.
Big swing today got the Astros in front 3-0. With more on Isak's milestone home run, here's Julia.
Well, Joe Espada talking about him as a player after hitting that milestone, saying this guy's just found a home here. He's so comfortable in the community clubhouse, the ballpark obviously favorable to him, and he's just been so good for them. And he also said he has a chance to be one of the better players out of Mexico, given he's so early in his career and has shown so much potential.
He broke in so young that sometimes you forget. After breaking in with the Tigers, then moving to Tampa Bay, part of the season with the Cubs, and now his 2nd year with the Astros. Sometimes you forget that Isak Bredes is still just 27 years old, as he draws a 4-pitch walk from Mason Barnett. He broke into the big leagues in 2020. He was just 21 years old. Here's Altuve batting for the 3rd time. Hosea struck out looking and grounded to 3rd. Mason Barnett drops in the sweeper for a strike. Barnett came on last inning. Ended up getting a caught stealing, and then he retired the next 2 batters. He has picked up 2 strikes on the sweeper to Altuve and ahead 0-2. Mason is from Georgia, went to Auburn University after Cartersville High School in Georgia. He was at Auburn for 3 years. His pitching coach at Auburn was a pretty good starting pitcher for the A's through the years, Tim Hudson.
Yeah, he was really good.
People talk about the Braves rotations through the years. The A's had that trio of Hudson and Mark Mulder and Barry Zito.
Yeah, that would have ruined that movie called Moneyball.
Altuve down on strike. Second strikeout for Barnett. Second time Jose has struck out today.
Now don't let that three-headed monster of Mulder, Zito, and Hudson ruin it.
The narrative.
A good script. Man, it was a Cinderella story, and they put a good ball club together. Man, they had 3 really good aces in that rotation. And I think, if I remember correctly, there was a guy named Miguel Tejada.
Yeah.
Might have won the MVP that year.
Yep.
Maybe a guy named Eric Chavez, who was a Gold Glover at third.
You faced those guys, those 3?
Oh, yeah, I've got a great story about Tim
Probably
Hudson.
Zito in college? No.
I didn't face him in college. No,
Yeah.
I was a West Coast kid, and I didn't face a lot of those guys until I got up into the big leagues. But they were young studs, and they were all different. Funny, you were there for one of the crazier games I had against Mark Mulder. If you went to Oakland in '04,
Yep.
he walked me 3 straight at bats.
Let's go.
I kept going back to the dugout, and Lou was going, "Does he not know who you are?" And I'm like, I was like, I don't know. But I'm glad he's not throwing me pitches to hit.
He had that big hook.
Oh, huge. Him and Zito had some nasty curveballs.
Oh, that was Mulder that walked you. I'm thinking
Mulder,
Zito in my head.
Zito just kept flipping curveballs up there.
So Mulder walked you 3 times.
3 times. Yeah, I was like, all right. I think I actually walked 4 times that game. Whoever was in relief came in. Must have seen my numbers from Nintendo or something. Or
You might have had some of your Cal Bears in attendance saying, let's go.
yeah, for real.
This guy's dangerous. 1-2 pitch gets Cam Smith. Tough night for Cam. He's down on strikes for the 3rd time this evening. And Barnett has 2 strikeouts in the inning and 3 in the game.
Well, that sweeper for Barnett has been pretty good in this ball game.
He made 5 starts last year for the A's. And as we mentioned last inning, this year's been up and down, but only his 2nd appearance out of the pen. As he tries to get a swing from Jake Myers, who checks in time. It's 1-0.
And you hate to predict the future, but I wonder if this is his opportunity to give the A's multiple innings out of that bullpen. Might have to sacrifice his roster spot by throwing a ton of pitches here in this ball game to try and cover that bullpen that got worked a little bit in that last game against the Chicago Cubs. But he's getting some funky swings from the Astros on that slider and sweeper mix.
He walked Paredes on 4 pitches, and then he struck out the next 2 batters. Now he's 1-1 on Myers, who's now down to the count 1-2. There you see, Blummer, when you win the first 2 games of a series, then you go with a lead late. They've had some of their high leverage guys pitch 2 of the last 3 days, some back to back.
Yeah, Medina, Leiter Jr. You got Suarez throwing 20 pitches on Wednesday. Yeah, that's a pretty good amount of use. Trying to go for that sweep against the Cubbies.
That's why Alvarado joined the team, and Barnett getting an opportunity today to throw multiple innings, as Blummer mentioned. He's 2-2 on Jake Myers. Daniel De Los Santos looks like he's going to get another inning. Astros don't have anybody warming up in their pen. Daniel made quick work of the A's, inheriting 2nd and 3rd and 1 out, and did not allow a run to score. That'll make a good friend out of Peter Lambert tonight. A ball into center, plenty of loft on it, so who wants it? It's going to be the left fielder who jumps to make the catch, Tyler Soderstrom, for the final out of the inning. 1 walk, 1 left on. We're through 6 in a 5-1 game.
This summer, sign your child up today to learn a dance routine they will perform on field prior to an Astros game. Register now at astros.com/dance. And yes, you age out of that. They won't let me do it. Wouldn't that be so fun? That's good ABL content.
That would be. Might be able to participate on a limited basis, maybe. Taylor Hernandez leading off against Daniel De Los Santos. As the inning starts, the Astros will get their bullpen going, with Brian King loosening up. De Los Santos only needed 6 pitches to get the final 2 outs of the 6th inning. We're back for more work here in the 7th. Astros with a little more of late inning options with the additions of Nate Pearson and Josh Hader to the active list over the last few weeks. For Hader, just activated for that series against the Pirates. And up his first save in their lone win of that series. The big come from behind 11-9 win in the game on Wednesday. And there's a birthday boy behind home plate.
Barely notice.
Swing and a miss. Hernandez can't believe he went after that pitch. That shows you how nasty the stuff is from De Los Santos. 1 away in the inning.
The slider's been pretty filthy. League leaders are presented by Houston Methodist. Highest OPS in divisional play, minimum of 30 appearances, plate appearances. Carlos Cortez is on there with 1155 within his division. A little bit behind the division leader, Yordan Alvarez at 1318. Juan Soto tearing up that National League East.
Cortez has found himself a home in right field for the A's and has been batting at the top of their order. He walked his last time up. He's 0 for 2 officially.
Yeah, this guy's built pretty good too. 5'7", 197. There's that pitch on our UTMD Anderson strike zone. Change up and away.
We've been rotating a lot of leadoff hitters this year, have the A's. Mark Kotsay trying a few guys out, with Kurtz being the most prominent leadoff hitter this year, but Cortez has kind of taken that role over lately. Down and in, 3-1 the count. See Shea Langoliers on deck. In the air to left, Yordan drifts back near the wall, and he'll jump up and make the catch right in front of the out-of-town scoreboard. Right in front of that Seattle-Detroit score. Yordan puts it away for out number 2.
Not sure who was more scared, Yordan or that manual scoreboard. He was coming in a little bit hot, leapt up early, and was able to create a soft landing and make the play. He's been tested a couple of times out there for not playing left field for a while.
Made 2 putouts on a line drive and a deep fly ball in the first inning. Now gets his 3rd putout of the night. Langoliers bats with 2 outs and nobody on, and De Los Santos delivers a strike. Broken bat, knocked down by De Los Santos, finds it and throws calmly to first. That's a 1-2-3 inning for Enyel. He retires all 5 batters he faces. Great job out of the bullpen for De Los Santos. Astros lead 5-1. Time for the 7th inning stretch, presented by Texas Mattress Makers.
Let's play some Astros trivia powered by Reliant. What Hall of Fame pitcher won 10 or more games in a single season with both the Astros and the A's? Hang tight, we'll give you the answer later. That's Astros trivia powered by Reliant.
There we go. Bottom of the 7th inning, deep in the heart of Texas, had the fans on their feet. Fans enjoying a 5-1 Astros lead. They'll also be looking forward to the fireworks afterwards on Orbit's birthday. He'll play DJ Orbit in the post-game show. Mason Barnett still out there. As Blummer surmised, he is trying to give the A's a number of innings out of their bullpen to save a tax bullpen. We showed you the grid last inning. That did not even include Joel Kuhnel, who was a former Astro and was with the A's last night, pitching that 9th inning against the Cubs when they had their 4-run bottom of the 9th to walk it off. Kuhnel and Luis Medina came into the game late. Luna was designated for assignment to make room for Elvis Alvarado on the roster today. 0-2 the count to Nick Allen, who has struck out twice tonight. Nick only came in with 11 strikeouts on the season, but he struck out twice against Jack Perkins, who ended up one shy of his career high with a half-dozen strikeouts in his 4 innings of work. Allen fouls that one away, stays 1-2. Arnett was acquired at the trade deadline in 2024 by the A's, so he was there in Nick Allen's final season with the A's. And he delivers a strike. Nice little breaking ball for a called third. His 4th strikeout, first out of the inning. Now a word from Topo Chico.
Hola, Houston. There's no better way to celebrate baseball than with Topo Chico Hard Margarita. Make your game day fresh.
Well, Christian Vasquez, the batter. Vasquez 0 for 2. A little bloop hit by Jake Myers is the only damage done by hitters 5 through 9 in the lineup today. The A's have gotten the majority of their strikeouts facing 5 through 9. They have struck out 10, and 9 of them have been against those bottom 5 hitters in the order. Vasquez has put the ball in play twice, but he's 0 for 2 with a couple of groundouts, one a fielder's choice. Burnett getting ahead 1-2. Astros have double barrel action going. Brian King, who was loosening last inning, is still warm. And he has been joined by Alan Bersanta. Mariners lost in Detroit tonight to kick off that weekend series. Mariners still lead the division, but they're just 2 games over 500 at 33 and 31.
Detroit's trying to turn things around here in recent days too. On a 4-game winning streak.
They swept a series in Tampa Bay, and their offense came alive down at Tropicana Field.
There you go.
And then they put up another 7 tonight to open up that homestand. Called third strike. Vasquez is going to challenge. He didn't even allow Nick Marley to make the full call behind the plate. Marley started to go into the called third strike. And Vasquez wins it. He's 1-1 as a catcher. And now he's 1-1 as a hitter.
Pretty good eye, both behind the plate and as a hitter. Yeah, he wasn't about to let Nick Marley start the lawnmower on him. Said, shut that thing down. Give me one more.
And now he'll be frustrated because he went after a 3-2 pitch that might have been below the zone for strikeout number 5 for Barnett, second out of the inning. Time to reveal the winner of today's Chevy Stroll Poll. We asked you the mascots that are here on Orbit's birthday, which is your favorite besides Orbit? And Toro, who's behind home plate right now, wins the poll with 61%. And friends of all mascots, Julian Morales, with a big hug for Toro before the game. Clutch got a solid 37% of the vote. There you see Toro in the shot from center field right behind the plate taking pictures with fans.
Yeah, I'm not voting in that poll. I can't pick a favorite. I love them all. But Toro and I are pretty tight.
It was very diplomatic, Julia. We don't want to cause any more strife amongst the mascots.
And I work with Clutch, you know. Get to see Clutch when I work over at Toyota Center, so. You know what? I don't know this one.
Ace is new, right? We got to introduce you to Ace.
Is that the USFL?
You caught me off guard.
So Ace. We'll have to get an introduction going because Toro's in that same section. Toro knows Julia well, so Ace needs a little help from his mascot buddy.
He looks pretty comfortable in the Diamond Club. Oh.
Pitch up and into Pena. It's 2-1.
Toro took offense to that one.
What are we doing?
Yeah, he's not having this. Time for a selfie?
2-1 to JP, who's been on base twice tonight. And now has a 3-1 count. Might see a pitch, you would think, with Jordan on deck. Toro is locked in. Winner of our stroll poll. He's looking forward to the 3-1 pitch to Pena. Oh, you got the slider 3-1.
Now that spin is what's made Barnett's night very good. 11 time out there. He has been out there to spin to win. 7 swings and misses.
To short. That'll be 6 in a row retired by Mason Barnett. Doing a nice job out of the A's bullpen. It's still 5-1. Then on to the road where they will have the Angels for 3 in Anaheim, then a day off Thursday, and then 3 with the Royals. And the aforementioned Tigers, who we were talking about last inning, they are coming into town a week from Monday. And Kurtz will be the first batter that Brian King faces.
Yeah, BK into this game. The 2.73 ERA. He pitched once in that Pittsburgh series, gave up a couple of hits, struck out a batter through 23 pitches, but overall very good as he makes his 24th appearance.
Kurtz tonight has flied out to deep left on a good running catch by Jordan Alvarez. Walked and grounded out to first. Really nice job by Eniel De Los Santos coming in and getting 5 outs on just 17 pitches tonight.
Yeah, his fastball working, but that slider is filthy.
Struck out 2 in his inning and 2/3 of perfect baseball. Now Brian King on in the 8th. The 3 teams with the worst record currently in the American League are on the schedule for the Astros after the A's series. Don't think that the Tigers are going to end up as one of the worst 3 records, but that's where they are for now, despite the 4-game winning streak. So the next 10 days to 2 weeks, maybe an opportunity for the Astros to get out of this malaise that we've been talking about, where they're just kind of hanging around that 6 to 11 game under 500 mark, and make a move as we head to the middle of June.
Got your closer back. You've got Altuve back. Your infield is back to regular strength. Jordan's doing Jordan things. Then there's rumors of possibly getting Hunter Brown back sooner than you think, which would be a lot of fun too, and maybe create that little bit of a winning streak, or that start winning back-to-back series. I mean, before you get on that winning streak, you got to think about winning each series. And they had their opportunity against the Milwaukee Brewers in that first game of the homestand.
Challenged by Vasquez. This will either be a walk or a strikeout.
Previous pitch is called strike ball. Catcher is challenging.
Vasquez is 2 for 2 tonight. 1 as a catcher, 1 as a hitter. Both teams have 2 challenges remaining, and that one's going to miss.
Call confirmed. Houston has 1 remaining.
Go ahead on your point there. They could have taken that series against the Brewers.
Yeah, that would have been nice. Win the first 2 and then face Mizorowski in that Sunday game.
Now a word from Taqueria Sarandas.
I'm Jeremy Pena of the Houston Astros, and my favorite food is at Taqueria Sarandas.
Brent
Look
Rooker
at the first game of that series, then you win the 2 out of 3. Maybe some of that momentum carries in, but I think the idea first is to win 2 out of 3, 2 out of 3, 2 out of 3, and then start to go on a little bit of a run.
And this would be a nice one to pick up here if you can get the first game of this series. A's have not been very good in first games of series this year. They are just 7-13, which is tied for which is the second lowest winning percentage in baseball in the first games of series. But yeah, it's you know, we appreciate the Dash and Dynamo mascot being here, all the mascots that showed up, but there's really only one Diesel that needs to be active at
good point.
Park, and that's Hunter Brown.
Really good point.
Diesel did a nice job along with Clutch and Toro and Orion and Ace today, celebrating Orbit's birthday.
Well, you look at the rotation. Imai's been pitching well.
Yep.
Lambert's been pitching well. Arrighetti had a little bit of a hiccup in that last start with one pitch. And then you add the Diesel to the mix. All of a sudden you've got that big rig at the top of your rotation leading the way. You can set up some good things.
Ryan King bounces back after the leadoff walk, picking up a strikeout of Brent Rooker.
Fastball elevated at the top of the zone. The swing underneath from Rooker, who homered in his previous at bat.
Arrighetti talking his post-game comments about how frustrated he was and how he loved how his team picked him up. This first plate appearance by Kurtz in this inning kind of is a great example of how the ABS challenge system has changed baseball, where it's tougher to get strikes than ever for a pitcher, because in the past, well, we might not be able to talk about it as this ground ball is to short, and that'll be a double play. We'll talk about it next inning. Soderstrom grounds into a double play. That erases the leadoff walk. Good inning by Brian King in the 8th.
Powered by Reliant. What Hall of Fame pitcher won 10+ games in a single season with both the Astros and A's? That pitcher is Don Sutton. 11 wins with Houston in 1981, 13 in 82, and then he won 13 with the Oakland Athletics at the time in 1985. Don Sutton. Good pull.
How about that one? Forgot about Sutton with the A's. Here's Yordan Alvarez leading off the bottom half of the 8th inning. Mason Barnett still out there. Already has gone 3 innings and retired all but 1 batter. He walked Isaac Paredes on 4 pitches, but other than that, he's been outstanding. In the relief of Jack Perkins, he's going to try to go as many innings as the starter for the A's. Yordan has a walk, a single, a couple of runs scored. He is officially 1 for 2 tonight. He has that OPS sitting at 1078, best in all of baseball. Sutton, after he was with the A's, went to the Angels before finishing his career where it started and where he pitched most of his career with the Dodgers. Sutton pitched until 43 years old.
Dang, pretty good.
1-2 on Yordan. It'll be Yordan, Christian Walker, and Isaac Paredes. That'll be lofted into right, playable for Carlos Cortez. Yordan is out number 1 in the bottom half of the 8th.
Outfield arms are presented by Lone Star College. Bolte and Cortez, you're going to challenge. Soderstrom has the best arm out there, and he's got 4 assists on the season. But some young, strong arms in center and right might be up for the Paris Chica to challenge them. So I'm send Yordan in that first inning all the way around from first, and he scored easily
on that Christian Walker triple. Walker up to 46 RBIs, AL leader in that category. He's 1 for 3 tonight. Triple RBI and also a run scored on the sac fly by Paredes. Astros have 2 up in their bullpen. Look out, Christian. That almost hit him. I don't know how he got out of the way of that.
It's supposed to be a curveball, more like a screwball coming right at him. You see the curveball not breaking, and Able to dodge that one.
Alan Bersanta warming up for the second time tonight alongside Josh Hader. Hader will be on if the lead stays at 4, you would think, and Santa if it gets beyond that. 3-0 the count to Walker. The only batter that Barnett allowed to reach was on a 4-pitch walk. That was Paredes to lead off the 6th. So he's just had 2 little blips, and they've both been 4-pitch walks of the 11 batters he has faced. Julia.
Celebrate Princess Day with the Astros this Sunday. All Princess Day add-on packages are sold out, but fans of all ages are encouraged to dress as their favorite princess. Learn more at astros.com/princess.
Here is the other base runner that Barnett allowed. Isaac Paredes batting for a 4th time. Officially 1 for 1 tonight. He's got a sac fly, he's got a walk, and he had that 3-run home run. So he's 1 for 1 with 4 runs batted in. There's a difference in this 5-1 game as he bats here in the 8th. Paredes down to the count 0-2. So where I was going with that beginning of the story before the inning double play by the A's to end the top of the 8th was Kurtz took a 3-2 pitch that was less than an inch off the plate. King thought it was close, and obviously Vasquez thought it was close enough to challenge. That's not a pitch. In the past, you're going to let the umpire decide whether you walk or strike out, but now you have challenges remaining. So if you have that good of an eye, and Kurtz has one of the best eyes in baseball, you're going to let that pitch go. So what Arrighetti's talking about the box being so small is that's part of the reason. The box was bigger when he couldn't challenge.
And every hitter has their own strike zone too. So you're not adjusting to the umpire's strike zone anymore. You have your strike zone. And the one thing you can control are the edges. So if you can learn the edges really well, you're going to give yourself some opportunities with some of the spin these guys create and the 2 seams that run off the plate. So I agree with you in the sense that you don't have to kind of take it on the chin from some of these umpires who feel like it might be the call, because they're going to be emotional too in some situations. But if you're able to command that zone and understand your height and where the low part of that zone is, you got a real chance throughout the course of the year to get yourself some walks, if not an extra pitch and an at bat.
We always used to say that was too close to take with 2 strikes, even if it wasn't on the plate.
Yep.
But now you have a method to reverse a call if it's too close to take and you get called on a pitch that is off the plate. So it's changed. The dynamic has changed. More walks this year than we've seen in a long time. Jose Altuve batting for a 4th time in his return to the lineup. Last played on May the 16th against the Rangers. That was 20 days ago as he takes a pitch up. It's 2-1. Six strikeouts for Barnett, 6 for the starter Perkins. Altuve floats one down the left field line, and that is going to be a foul ball. Jose knew it the whole time. He never let go of the bat, never left the batter's box. Christian Walker was running the whole time. He said, "You could have helped me out there."
That's a more of a veteran move from Altuve. Preserve that energy.
Walker will take the shortcut across the diamond to get back to first. Altuve has struck out a couple of times and grounded out in his first game back. Had a couple of days of live batting practice Wednesday and Thursday. Didn't need a rehab assignment. And there he goes into left field. Career hit number 24-29 for Altuve, and this person's coming off the IL.
Somebody finally got a hit off Barnett. Been unhittable in the time he's been out there, and it actually was on that sweeper. Good job by Altuve breaking that pitch at the top of the zone into left field.
A little meeting at the mound here with first and second and 2 outs. Scott Emerson, the pitching coach, out there having a word with Barnett, giving a little breather here, 60 pitches into his relief outing. Cam Smith, the batter. Cam's had a tough night. He has struck out swinging 3 times, twice to Perkins and once to Barnett. Has an opportunity to add to this 5-1 lead here. Called strike 0-1. Sure, Josh Hader would appreciate the extra run because it would be a non-save situation for Hader, and it would probably allow him to stop throwing if Cam drives in a run here with 2 outs in the 8th. Little tapper, foul, 0-2. Foul tip caught by Langoliers. Smith down on strikes for the 4th time tonight. It's a 5-1 game heading to the 9th. This yellow tag, you don't want it. By Texas Children's. And by Michelob Ultra Zero. Make a plan to get home safe. A reminder from your friends at Silver Eagle Distributors, Houston.
It is the top of the 9th inning here at Daikin Park. The Astros have that lead 5-1. That is a 4-run lead, yet the closer, Josh Hader, will come into this game. His first game back from the injured list. Picked up his first save of the year against the Pirates. Gave the Astros an inning, had a walk, a strikeout in that time. He's also going to be facing the bottom third of this order, the bottom half of this order for the Athletics.
Henry Bolte has 3 of the 5 hits for the A's today. You can see he's a perfect single, double line going, but he's quickly behind in the count 0-2 the first time facing Josh Hader. Peter Lambert for 5 1/3 innings. Daniel De Los Santos with an inning and 2/3 of perfect baseball. And then Brian King faced the minimum in the 8th, racing a leadoff walk with a double play. Bolte with an 0-2 double his last time up on an 0-2 pitch. Down to the count again. Hader in his 2nd appearance of the 2026 season. Foul tip caught by Vasquez. That'll be 1 out in the 9th.
Good fastball. One thing we've noticed with Hader coming back, he has been filling up that strike zone, challenging hitters. And why not, with that 4-run lead, go right after him. Puts him away with the 2-seamer at 95.
Now Zach Geloff, the batter. He's 1 for 3. First pitch strike at the knees. Didn't miss by much, maybe a little bit in off the plate. It's 1-1. Three games these teams played in Sacramento at the beginning of the season. The Astros' first road trip of the year. It was the A's home opener, involved the winning team scoring 11 runs, and 12 runs in those 3 games at Sutter Health Park. Tonight, a more pitcher-friendly 5-1 game as we play here in the 9th. That's up. It's 3-2. Geloff is 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts against Hader. Both times he was struck out on a slider. Not a fastball here, and fouls it back.
Easier said than done, but I'm sure the Athletics would love to put some pitches on Josh Hader here. He's been incredibly efficient at going after the zone and forcing the swing.
Hader made 9 rehab appearances, split almost 50-50, 4 games with Sugarland, 5 games with Corpus Christi. Strikes out Geloff here. Back-to-back Ks for Hader, 2 away in the 9th.
Our next telecast is presented by Kaplan Sinus Relief. As you see, Tatsuya Imai will go up against Cade Morris. Morris will make his major league debut, the A's 12th best prospect, and Imai's been on a pretty good run of late and had a great outing last time he faced the Athletics up in Sacramento on April 4th. 5 2/3 of shutout baseball.
And he's looked really good his last couple of starts. Now Colby Thomas on as a pinch hitter for Jeff McNeil. Hader wants a new baseballs. That one was up and away. It's 1-1.
Yeah, that's terrible. That was a bad ball.
Astros lead 5-1. Isaac Paredes driving in 4 of the 5 runs, and now Hader trying to close out the game. He has thrown 11 strikes out of his 15 pitches tonight. He threw 11 strikes out of his 17 pitches against the Pirates. $32,420 tonight on a Friday night, watching the A's and the Astros. Fireworks to follow. Thomas thought that Marley was going to call him out, and
that was great.
Prematurely challenged the pitch. It was called a ball. Well, now another 3-2 count. Geloff had a 3-2 count last batter. And that's the ball game. Josh Hader closes it out in the 9th inning. A 1-2, 3 innings, striking out the side, getting Bolte, Geloff, and Thomas in order. Nice way to kick off that weekend series, Blummer.
No, it is a great way to start off that series. You're trying to creep back against a divisional team that is ahead of you, and you do it in a very good way, scoring early and often. And those 5 runs were all the Astros needed. The pitching staff shut it down the rest of the way, only allowing 1 more run. But that was a good team win to start things off here against the Athletics.
5-1 the final. Coming up, it'll be Lauren Callender and Brian Presley as your host for the Astros postgame show presented by Whataburger. Julia helping out with interviews as well. Postgame next.